The sea always looked peaceful at night, calm, endless, hypnotic. But Maya had always felt there was something wrong about this beach. Locals called it the Shadowed Sea. They said no one should swim there after dark. But for Maya and her three friends, Laura, Jack, and Lena, it only made it more exciting. It was summer break. They packed a tent, snacks, and a speaker, planning to camp overnight on the quiet shore, miles away from the city lights. As the car rolled down the narrow road, the salty wind carried the distant sound of crashing waves. Everything felt thrilling until they reached the beach and saw no one else there. No fishermen, no campers, just endless dark sand and the sea, glittering under the moonlight like liquid silver. They set up their tent near the dunes. Jack lit a small bonfire. Laura played music while Lena laughed, throwing sand at him. But Maya, she couldn't relax. From the corner of her eye, she thought she saw something moving near the shore. A figure, standing knee-deep in the water, facing the horizon. She squinted, but the light flickered, and the figure was gone. She said nothing. Later, as they roasted marshmallows, a faint whisper floated through the wind. "Come closer, please." Everyone froze. Jack turned off the music. The whisper stopped. They laughed nervously, thinking it was the wind. But Maya knew what she heard: a voice. After midnight, the bonfire dimmed. The waves grew louder, angrier. Maya woke up inside the tent to a rhythmic thump against the outer fabric. She unzipped it slowly. A wet handprint slid down the outside of the tent. No footsteps, just that one mark dripping seawater. Her heart pounded. She shook Jack awake, but when he looked, nothing was there. Morning came. The sun rose blood orange, and the tide had come in much farther than before. Half their things were wet, and Laura's sandals were missing. They joked about it, until Laura noticed something buried near the waterline, her missing shoe, and next to it, a human bone. Jack said it must be from an old fisherman, but Maya could see the terror in his eyes. By afternoon, the sky turned gray. A sudden fog rolled in thick and heavy. The sound of waves vanished. Then Laura screamed. She'd been walking near the rocks, and suddenly, she was gone. Her voice echoed faintly through the mist. "Maya, help me." They ran toward it, but the fog swallowed everything. Only Laura's necklace remained tangled on a piece of driftwood. Panic spread. They packed up and decided to leave, but the car wouldn't start. The engine coughed, lights flickered, and then silence. Lena started crying. Jack cursed under his breath. Maya looked toward the beach and froze. In the distance, Laura was standing in the water again, face pale, eyes black, dripping wet, smiling. Jack called out, thinking she was alive, but Maya pulled him back. "Don't go near her," she whispered. Laura raised her hand and pointed to the sea. Behind her, dozens of pale figures slowly rose from the waves, their skin gray, their mouths open, water pouring out like blood. The drowned ones. Jack ran forward anyway. "Laura!" he shouted, and then the sea grabbed him. A hand pale and bony burst from the sand and pulled him under. Lena screamed. Maya dragged her back toward the dunes, tripping and falling in the wet sand. The whisper returned, louder, echoing inside their skulls. "Join us! Join us!" The ocean was no longer calm, it was alive. They hid behind a broken boat, shaking, crying. Maya remembered something she'd read online about an old shipwreck that had happened near this coast in 1979. A storm had capsized a boat full of resort workers. No bodies were ever found. Locals said the sea claimed them, and their souls never left. As the storm intensified, Maya realized the whispers weren't trying to kill them, they were trying to replace them. The sea foam spread up the beach like ghostly fingers. Lena screamed again. The tide was moving unnaturally fast, crawling toward them. They ran to the car, trying the engine one last time. It suddenly roared to life. Maya hit the gas, sand flying. But as they sped away, Lena looked back, her eyes widened in horror. In the backseat window reflection, Laura was sitting beside her, dripping wet, whispering, "Thank you for coming back." The car swerved violently. Maya lost control and crashed into a dune. When she woke up, Lena was gone. The passenger door stood open, waves crashing closer. Days later, rescuers found the car doors open, engine flooded. No sign of the others. Only Maya, unconscious near the dunes, shivering and delirious. At the hospital, she told them what happened. The doctor shook his head. "Miss, this beach was sealed off years ago after multiple drownings. You shouldn't have gone there." She nodded weakly. "I know, but I saw them." That night, Maya lay in bed, listening to the distant hum of hospital machines. But beneath it, she heard the ocean, soft waves, whispers, footsteps, wet and slow, moving toward her room. Her heart stopped when she heard a voice she knew too well. "You left me there, Maya." The window curtain fluttered. Water dripped onto the floor. The next morning, her bed was empty, only a trail of seawater leading to the window. Outside, the wind carried a faint whisper. "Join us. The tide never forgets." If you enjoyed this horror story, don't forget to share your thoughts in the comments. We'd love to hear your feedback. And if you want more chilling tales like this, make sure to subscribe and turn on the notification bell. See you in the next nightmare.